Ghostbusters Afterlife dropped in theaters that weekend. That means I'm going to rank all 4 Ghostbusters movies from the worst to the best in my opinion. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I like to talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, be sure down below in the comment section to share your ranking of all 4 Ghostbusters movies if you see them all. Also, be sure to tell me what you thought of the franchise as a whole. I would love to hear all that stuff down below in the comment section, and recommend me the videos I should do, and if you want more movie rankings of franchises like this. Also, there are 4 Ghostbusters movies. There's the original one from 1984, the sequel to that film, there was the remake from a few years back, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, which just came out. Those are the movies I'm going to be ranking. Without further ado, let's begin. In last place is Ghostbusters 2016. Now, obviously, this was the movie that stands out between all the Ghostbusters movies because they took a concept of like Ghostbusters, an iconic film like that, and said, what if Ghostbusters were girls? And that's sort of the problem here, because the original Ghostbusters, it wasn't trying to be a comedy, but that's what made it funny because of their personalities, so they didn't just throw jokes in the mix. This movie, it's trying to be a comedy, and it's trying to do so many things like that, and it kind of made me angry at the same time by the time I got to the end. And this movie even started getting negative reviews before it came out. So, this is the one that stands out of all of them. And actually, I'm shooting this video right after I watched this movie for the first time. So, I literally just saw this movie for the first time, then went here to shoot this video. And as this ranking goes, it's in last. Coming in at number 3 is Ghostbusters 2. Now, for me, this film is just basically a bland film in comparison to the original. The humor in this one all fell flat, and it doesn't have all that charm that was in the original film. So you just have this movie that doesn't do much to satisfy you by the time you get to the end of the film. And then again, it's a movie that revolves around Dana and her baby, and that just isn't interesting at all. And by the time I personally got to the end, I had so many questions about what the plot was. So they open up the movie and they're trying to solve the slime, and then like there's this river of slime that they need to stop from invading the city. And then they also have this plot line about the painting that's kind of related to the slime, but kind of not at the same time. So, who is the villain? The slime or the painting? Also, the plot, some of the plotting and storytelling are a little ridiculous in the ways it plays out. Like, the reason why Dana's baby got kidnapped is because her baby went on the side of a building, and the Ghostbusters, they don't actually do much ghost busting stuff. They have a scene. They have like little scenes throughout, but then they're not actually ghost busting stuff like they were in the first film. So for me, unfortunately, this one fell flat, and by the time you get to the end, you're just like, what the hell is this movie? Our runner-up is Ghostbusters Afterlife, and to be clear, there's a huge gap between Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I think Ghostbusters Afterlife is a great movie. It's a great continuation of the original Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, but the way I see it when I first watched it, it's only a sequel to the original Ghostbusters, because it doesn't even mention anything from Ghostbusters 2. It's not related to anything from Ghostbusters 2, and I think this is a better sequel than Ghostbusters 2. For me, like, obviously you have all these charming characters. A standout for me would be Paul Rudd, and he is just so likable, charismatic, and funny, and he's not even the main character of this film. And you also have another character, Finn Wolfhard. who is just very charismatic. He's been doing a bunch of stuff like Stranger Things and he's being all charismatic like he usually is. And McKenna Grace is great at being this scientist kid, kind of a mini Egon, and she's just has a very cool, lively personality as well. So this is the sequel that I wanted to the original Ghostbusters. But in first place, pretty much easily, is the original Ghostbusters. This movie came out in 1984, and I'm a kid that loves the 80s movies. I think that this movie is the definitive film in this franchise, about a group of scientists who tries to start busting some ghosts in their own unique way. And all of it just works. A big part of that is because this movie is funny, although it's not trying to be a comedy, like I said, because you have these characters, but then it's because of their personalities that makes this movie funny. And when you end the movie, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, obviously very memorable character, and of all the things they could do, like Slimer and the library ghost, like they're just all these memorable ghosts that feel like there should be throwaway characters, but they're all so memorable because this movie has a bunch of lively things about it. So this is a film that I'm a kid of the 80s, even though I was born in 2009, and I think this is a great film. Therefore, it's my favorite of the bunch. Down below in the comment section, be sure to share your ranking of all 4 Ghostbusters movies. I will do movie rankings like this. Also, recommend what videos I should do, and tell me what you thought of the Ghostbusters franchise, and I will see you guys in the next one.